fast because I'm getting cold again. My dad and my uncles, when they signed up in the Second World War, they signed up for the duration of the war. That meant they weren't coming home until the war was over. They were either going to go to a POW compound, they were going to get killed, or they were going to win the war and come home. Well, the Marines, I can just talk about Marines, but I'll say a few things about the Army. The Marines went as a battalion, always as a battalion. You went as a unit. You never went as an individual. You went as a unit. You went with 1,200 guys, and most of the time you went to boot camp with. And they sent you over there, so everybody knew everybody. Everybody came back with everybody. In the Army, they had what they call a DROS. That was date of return from overseas, DROS. And you went over as an individual. And you replaced somebody in some battalion, in some company, in some squad. You replaced someone as an individual. You didn't know them. You didn't go to boot camp with them. You never trained with them. You didn't know by the first names. And 9 times out of 10, they didn't want to get to know you. They didn't want to know you because they didn't want to know your name. They didn't want to be friends with you. You were just another new guy. I forget how the initials go, but it starts with F. And, you know, you were just a new guy. And how long you stayed, that was up to you. Anyway, those effects really affected individuals when they came back. They came back as an individual. Now, I'm only talking about the Army in this case, but they would fly you home. You'd be pulled out of the rice paddy on Monday. You'd pack your gear Monday night, Tuesday. You'd be on a flight by Wednesday. They would be taking you to an airport, let's say San Francisco, and you would muster out of the Army right there in a big filling area of the airport. Now figure that. One day you're crawling through the paddies, and 2 days later you're looking for a cab. You're trying to get to Nob Hill or something like that. Anyway, there was no debriefing. There was no warning you what's going to happen. Nobody talked to you about what you just did, where you came from, who you left behind. They just mustered you out. You're done. A lot of guys went right from there to the first bar they found, and they stayed there. That caused those were medicine. That was medicine they were doing. They were taking their meds. Anyway, that caused, in my book, that caused a lot of post-traumatic stress disorder. There wasn't any welcome home, which I'm going to talk about right now. I want to say something that Paul Cook, the Assemblyman for the 65th District, and I think that's what we are, right? The 65th District, he signed a bill. I mean, he didn't sign a bill, but he wrote a bill. I think it's 264, AB 264, and it's for California only. And Don Brown and myself and Bruce Scott, we went down to 29 Palms a month ago, and Arnold Schwarzenegger was there, and he signed the bill, and Paul Cook was there. And the bill, how it reads, on March 30th, I gotta have some more water. You know, everything tastes better in this. Do you know that? I don't know why, but coffee is great in this. You know, there's no secrets about it. It's great. And in fact, I'm going to leave this at the American Legion. If anybody wants to go in there and have coffee, you know, this is what you can drink it out of. It's been around. Let me show you a few things. You know what the greatest weapon in Vietnam was? I'll get back to Paul Cook. But the greatest weapon, and I want you guys to know this, and this actually came from Vietnam. I got it back. That was this right here. You know, a lot of people don't know that. In our outfit, it was called JC, Jungle Crapper. But if you were out there and you were by yourself and you were out of ammo, and they radioed you and told you, asked you, what's your standards, you just tell them, well, it's just me and JC. And a lot of people thought that was Jesus Christ, and it was. But it was also the Jungle Crapper, right here. And a lot of Marines, Army men died with this in their hands. That's what I'm telling you, it's one of the best weapons they ever had. When they were out of ammo, out of water, and out of luck, you could find these. And this came from outside of Da Nang. If you touch it, you better get a tetanus shot. How many of you guys remember this? Huh? Isn't that great? God, it's heavy. I can't believe I had that JC and we're running around with this thing on. Day after day after day, night after night, in the jungle, in the water, in the mud, sweat coming down. No wonder. How's that look? Huh? That's the Marine Corps right there, I'm telling you. That's the old Corps. Anyway, back to Paul Cook. I'm going to get this part over. He wrote this bill, and the bill passed, and Arnold Schwarzenegger signed it. And on March 30th, starting 2010, this March coming up in California, all banks will be closed, all schools will be closed, everything that's statewide will be closed. It's a holiday. It's called Welcome Back Vietnam Holiday. What do you think of that? Huh? About time. But they recognize the fact that so many went through so much. And when they came home, there wasn't much left. And I think it's great. I think it's going to go national. I think you're going to see a national holiday. But this is a great place to start it. We lost 5,573 men in California, and there are so many American Vietnam vets here today that are with us today. Let me see your hands. How many Vietnam vets? Look at them out there. See, you guys should have been up here. I'm telling you. Anyway, is that me?